recording. Okay, so what we will do first, and again, we're going to start with that, the band. So go ahead and grab that. I just want to double check something here before we get started since I'm recording. Okay. So first thing we'll do is a warm up first. So let's just stand up tall, take a big deep breath in, reach up, exhale down. Do that again. Inhale up, exhale down. All right, now we're going to take just the right arm up and over. And again, just take it where you can. And then left arm up and over. Remember, if you have one arm that doesn't move quite as well as the other, one shoulder, don't force it, just kind of modify the movement. All right, one more of these. And then we'll drop both arms down. We're going to roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And then let's drop the shoulders down away from the ears, turn the palms forward. And then we're going to raise the arms just straight out to the side. So your palms are up towards the ceiling. So first we'll tap the shoulders, extend the arms out. So we'll kind of get the biceps and triceps warmed up here. And then we're going to move into our chest and back. So from here, take the hands in front of the shoulders, and then we're going to push forward and pull back. So really kind of think here about squeezing those shoulder blades together. You're engaging those muscles in across the shoulder blades, between the shoulder blades. All right, and then we'll do one more. Lower the arms down, and then step your feet a little bit wider than hip width apart. Your toes are kind of turned forwards. And then we're going to do just a few warm-up squats. So here you want to push the hips back, make sure the knees are staying apart, make sure you're really getting your butt back to protect your knees. And we'll do about 5 of these to warm up. And remember, with the warm-ups, we're not taking them down quite as far as we do when we get into the exercise. All right, and then come back up. Feet are still in this position. We're going to step out to the right. We're going to turn that right foot a little bit to the right, bend into the right knee, just a little again. Left foot turns to the left, little bend in the left knee, step back to center. And on any of these, if you need something to hold on to for a little stability, you grab your chair. And again, we're just going to do about 5 of these. Again, make sure that you're not bringing that knee too far forward. All right, one more here. Let's go ahead and do one more. All right, and then come back to center, stand up tall, take another big deep breath in, and exhale down. All right, so first exercise, we are going to work into the chest using the band. So what I'm going to have you do to start is we're going to have a seat in the chair. This is just going to kind of ensure that we get the movement down correctly before we actually go in and start standing with the band. Chair gives you a little bit of support. All right, so if you can scoot back into the chair with your back up against the back of the chair, that's great, as long as you can keep your feet flat on the floor. If your chair is a little bit taller and you need to scoot forward again a little bit, if you can stay up nice and tall here away from the chair, try that. If you need a little bit more back support, you can put a pillow, some type of little cushion right behind your low back. So what we want to do is really try to maintain an upright posture as we do this exercise. So I'm going to turn a couple of different directions as we start this. You want to grab your band or your tubing, whatever you have. And we're going to start off here. Make sure you kind of have about the same distance or the same length hanging down from each side. So you're kind of grabbing it right into the middle. Now you can see I have some slack in the band, and that's what you want. And we're starting off with the arms in kind of a big V shape. So if I dropped my arms down, you can see they're a little angle forward. Now we want to keep this band right about chest height. So we don't want to go up high with it. We're going right at chest high. I'm going to turn here. And then what you are doing is you're pulling the arms apart and you're pulling the band towards the chest. And then you're going to slowly release it back to that starting position. So arms pull apart, almost like you're taking your arms straight out to the side, and then slowly release. And try to make these movements nice and slow in both directions. And again, you really want to stay up as tall as you can, and tuck your chin straight back a little, almost like you're giving yourself a double chin. And exhale and inhale. So I'll turn to the front again so you can see my arms are a little bit lower than my shoulders, but they're kind of going straight out, maybe not quite straight out, but towards that angle. All right, we're only doing 10 of these today. That should be 9 here. And 10. Okay, good. All right. Now, you might feel that a little bit in the shoulders. You should feel it here into the chest. A couple of things you want to keep in mind. Again, I mentioned kind of keeping the chin tucked back. That's to keep the spine in alignment. So you don't want to kind of let the chin come forward, kind of tuck it, like I said, straight back, like you're giving yourself a double chin. And then your spine stays nice and straight. And again, the angle of the movement is you are going out and then slowly coming back up. Now, the difference in using a band, those of you who have used a band with me before, you're getting a workout, you're getting some resistance on the muscle in both the directions. So if we were doing like something with the weights, so you're curling it up, say with a bicep curl, and as you curl up, that's giving the muscle contraction, and then you lower it down and it rests the muscle. With the band, you're having to kind of maintain and control it both directions. So you're actually getting a little bit more workout sometimes with the band. So if you kind of feel it too as you release it, that's okay. So little different feel with the band. But again, main thing is to keep this nice and slow. So we'll do our second set. Again, feet are flat on the floor. Sit up as tall as you can, up against the back of the chair, as long as your feet are flat, or a little pillow behind you. And then again, we want to kind of look, make sure we have about the same length on each end, a little bit of slack here in the band before we start. Arms are, you can see, a little bit lower than the shoulders, so we don't want to be way up here. And then again, think of chest high. So hands are pulling away from each other and pulling the band towards the chest. So your arms really aren't moving as far as bending the elbows. That's kind of staying stationary. It's just they're opening, again, kind of right out to the side. And again, kind of keep that chin tucked back. Make a nice long spine here. Okay, that should be 6 here. 7. I'll turn back to the front here so you can see this angle. 8. 9. and 10. All right, good. Rest it down. Roll the shoulders back. Now, quick thing with the band, these do come in different, usually colors based on the resistance level. So, you know, if you haven't been using these a lot, I would start with a light resistance or a medium resistance. They used to kind of be, you used to be able to go by color, but now different manufacturers have different colors based on the resistance. So used to be always yellow was the lightest. Now I've seen some companies have yellow as medium. I don't know why, that's really confusing, but you can see on the box, if you have it, what the resistance level is. This is about a medium resistance right here for mine. Now, if when we're doing that exercise, if you have a band and it feels a little bit too hard or too much resistance, you can always take the band down towards the end so that you have kind of more slack here, and that's going to give you a little less resistance. The closer you go to the center, let me move my hand here, the closer you go to the center, the more resistance you're going to have. So a lot of times you can kind of adjust your hands and change the resistance as well. So we'll kind of get, like I said, we don't use the band all the time. It is a completely different feel, I think, from the weights, but it's a good workout. So, all right, so we're going to set the band aside, and we will set the chair aside. And before we go into our next exercise, let's take the hands behind the back and we'll just do a little chest stretch. So again, that exercise, you might feel a little bit into the shoulders. You're going to feel it kind of right across the chest and maybe a little bit into the back. Again, some of that is because of just the resistance band, of keeping that resistance in both sides of the movement. I can't talk today. So lift the chest, hold it here, and then drop the arms down, give them a big shake out. All right, so I'm going to grab another drink of water. I do have kind of, not a sore throat, it's just kind of dry. Okay, so next one we're going to do is a squat. So we're going to do similar to what we have been doing. So grab just one of your weights. And then we want to get the feet nice and wide. Now this time we've kind of been doing it with the feet mostly forward, a little slightly angled. We're going to turn the feet out wide. So you're really turning the toes kind of out to the side. Now what's going to change in this movement, if you have the feet here, you're kind of going back and down. The knees kind of stay right over the feet. You know, all this is lined up hips. When you turn the feet out, you're going out with the knees a little bit more as you come down. So you still want to push the hips back, but again, the knees are coming at just a little more of an outward angle. You're going to feel these a lot more in the inner thighs. So if tomorrow your inner thighs are really sore, it's probably this exercise. Now, because it's a little different movement, if you would rather use the chair and keep the hands on the chair so you can focus on that movement, that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to use the weight like we have been doing. So we're turning the feet out. We still want to engage through the abs, engage into the glutes, keep the chest lifted, and look straight ahead. All right, so we're bending the knees. Again, you're still pushing the hips back. Make sure the knees staying over the top of the foot, not going out over the toes. Come back up, squeeze into the glutes and kind of the inner thighs here. So we're going to go back and down. And I'll do a few of these at this angle, and then I'll kind of turn to the side. Okay, so that's 3. Make sure you're slow going down, slow coming up. and really squeezing into the glutes. Okay, that's 5. Now I'm going to turn a little bit here. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. All right. Set the weight down. Give the legs a shake out. Now, again, you might really feel that in the inner thighs. That's good. That's where we're working. Still into the glutes, into the hamstrings, into the quadriceps. But just because of the angle of the feet, you're working here into the inside of the leg a little bit more. All right. So what we're going to do to stretch that, let's take the right leg, kind of step the feet wide. You're just going to kind of bend into that right knee. And then the other foot stays here facing forward. As you sit back and down, you should get a stretch right here in the inner thigh. And again, hold on here if you need to. Make sure you're not going in too deep of a knee bend. And then let's take it over to the other side. And again, the feet are kind of staying forward. And just hold that stretch when you feel it. And you may have to kind of move a little bit just to kind of make sure you feel that in the right place. So it should be kind of all along the upper inside of the right leg. All right, come on back up. Give the legs a big shake out. Okay, so we're ready for set 2. And again, you can grab that weight or use the chair if you need to. And again, make sure you're stepping, excuse me, with the feet nice and wide, toes angled out. So my feet are kind of in, it looks like an upside down V shape. And then again, reposition if you get into this and as you start the exercise, doesn't quite feel right, always stop and kind of reposition the feet. All right, so shoulders back and down, engage into the abs and the glutes. And then we're gonna push those knees out, lower down, come up, squeeze into the inner thighs and the glutes. And just like we did last month with the squats, the weight is just kind of hanging down there. So we're not moving the arms at all. Good. That should be 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Okay, good. All right, set your weights aside for right now. We will stretch one more time. And again, we're going to kind of step one foot out. You can also hold on to a chair here if you need to. So we're going to bend feet kind of forward on this, sorry. Bend into the right knee, stretches in the inside of the left leg. Really push the hips back. You're kind of hinged here from the hip as always. And again, you can kind of reposition the foot or even kind of reposition the hips just to make sure you're getting that stretch. Okay. And then go ahead and switch it over to the other side. And again, holding that stretch inside of the right leg this time. And breathe through the stretch. All right. And then step the feet back in, give the legs a little shake out. All right, so you get to have a seat again for the next exercise. Grab your weights this time. And we have been doing that single arm row. We're going to do both arms this time. Now we're going to use the chair. And the reason I want you to use the chair on this one is I want you to really focus on kind of down along the spine and then also kind of squeezing the shoulder blades in towards the spine as you do this. So we want to hinge from the hips, from the top of the legs, just like we usually do. And again, I'm going to turn a little bit here. Shoulders back and down. And then we're going to drop the arms right here, kind of just down from the shoulders. All right, so again, let's kind of tuck that chin back. We want to keep the spine in alignment. So nice straight line. And then we're going to lift, pulling the elbows up. And then right here, really squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then lower the arms slowly back down. Keep your shoulders down from your ears. Don't let the shoulders kind of shrug up. So when you finish that movement, just like with the one arm rows, the weight should be kind of right about at the rib cage. And again, really focus on right here. Squeeze the shoulder blades in towards each other. Good. This is 5. We're doing 10 again. And 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Okay, good. Come on up and just kind of roll the shoulders back and down here. And we're just going to kind of hinge here, just kind of set your weights down on the floor. Again, make sure you're always hinging as we do anything like that. We're not bending. And then to stretch, we're going to do that back stretch. We're going to do almost kind of like a cat-cow stretch. So we're going to take the hands here. We're going to drop the chin down towards the chest. And we're going to kind of round the shoulders forward and arch the back. So it's actually the cat stretch of the cat-cow. So think of a cat arching its back. Take a big deep breath in. And then exhale and slowly start to roll up. Roll the shoulders back and down. All right. And then we're ready for our next set of 10. So again, hinge here, grab your weights. And then just kind of take a second to get your feet set. Your feet are flat on the floor, kind of right underneath the knees, hinging at the top of the legs, arms down from the shoulders. Make sure the shoulders aren't coming up here. Keep the shoulders down. All right, so we are lifting those elbows. Squeeze the shoulder blades together right here. Lower back down. Good. Nice and slow. 2, 3. Keep that chin tucked back so the neck is in alignment with the spine. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, very good. All right. Let's just hinge forward, set the weights on the floor. We're going to do that back stretch one more time. So again, I'll turn a little bit here. Hands on top of the knees, drop the chin towards the chest, arch the back, kind of rounding forward through across the shoulders. Take a nice big deep breath in and exhale. Let's hold this for one more breath in and exhale. Okay, good. All right, slowly roll up, roll the shoulders back and down again. All right, we're ready for our next exercise. We're going back up to standing. We're going to do a lot of getting up and down out of the chair, so this is good for you. We're going to set the weights aside. All right, and then this one, I'll show you this one using the chair for a little bit of support. If you feel like you don't need it, I'll move the chair away and you can see kind of without the chair too. All right, so we've been doing kind of those step up and overs. We're going to change that just a little bit. And again, hold on to the chair here if you need to. So I'm going to move the chair just so it's not in my way and you can see me. So we want to start off here, stand up nice and tall, engage into the abs, kind of into the glutes, chest is lifted. All right, so what we're doing this time is we're going to step out to the right. So shift into your left leg. We're going to turn the right foot towards the right. We're going to bend a little bit into that right knee. And you can see my knee is still above my foot or above the ankle. It's not going way forward this way. So right above the ankle, we're going to step the foot in and then, sorry, my chair's in the way. We're going to step the left foot to the left, bend into that knee. Now you can see the other foot is kind of straight because as we step back, the feet are going to come forward again. So it's a step and turn to the right, little bend into that right knee, step together, step and turn to the left, bend into the left knee, and then step the feet together. All right, so again, nice and slow. This leg is straight, this one is bent. And if you do need, you feel a little unbalanced with this one, that's where just try to keep the hands on the back of the chair and they'll give you a little balance support. So again, main thing on this one is not to come, I don't want you to come way out like that. That puts a lot of stress on the knee as you bring the knee over the front of the toes. So I'm going to keep it more above the ankle. All right, good. Okay, so that's 7. And 8. And make sure you kind of take time in between right here to get your feet reset if you need to. Okay, we've got 2 more here on each side. And make sure you're keeping your upper body, I should mention that too, your upper body staying up pretty nice and tall. So you don't want to bend, you want to stay up as you bend the knee. Okay, that should be 10. Bring it back to center. Give the legs a big shake out. Again, because of the 2 leg exercise we're doing, your inner thighs might be kind of sore tomorrow. That's okay. We worked those muscles today. So just gonna be aware of it though. Let's go ahead and do a little hamstring stretch. So we're gonna stretch into the back of the leg. So we'll just kick that right heel up, bend into the left knee, pull the toes back on the right leg, right foot, right leg is straight. Big deep breath in and exhale. And then we'll just switch it over, kicking that left heel forward, bend into the right knee, left leg is straight, and hold that stretch. Okay, and then come up, give the leg big shake out again. Okay, so we're ready for set 2. And again, that chair is always there, or if you're close to a desk, countertop, something sturdy you can place your hands on. So make sure you use that if you need it, because we do want to make sure we're as stable as possible, especially when we're going into some of these exercises. You don't want to be off balance. So use what you need for a little assistance. All right, so stand up tall. Again, we want to engage into the abs. All right, so right foot, gonna turn, step out, turn to the right, bend into that right knee, step the feet in, turn, bend into the left knee, step the feet in. So step and turn, step and turn. Now you can see another thing too, I'll mention, I'm not turning my shoulders this way. I'm kind of staying with my shoulders pretty forward. So that's going to keep the work kind of a little bit more here in that inner part of the leg. Okay, good. And we're doing 10. That should be 6 there. Seven. And 8. And 9. And 10. Oops, kind of missed my foot there. All right, give the legs a little shake out. So since I'm recording this class today, again, you can kind of use this if you feel like you're not quite getting the movement right, go back and watch it. And, just kind of pause it if you need to make sure you're kind of getting into that right, correct position. So the more we do the exercise, the more you'll get the feel of it. All right, so let's take the right heel down, toes up, bend into the left knee. And again, just kind of push those hips back. Nice deep breath in. Exhale. And then we'll switch it over to the other side, heel down, toes up. Bend into the right knee this time, push the hips back, stretching into the back of the left leg. All right, and then come back up, give the legs big shake out. All right, so we're gonna let those legs rest a little bit. You can push your chair out of the way. We're going back to our weights. We're gonna do some arms, so triceps and biceps. So grab the weights you need. We're gonna use both. We're gonna do both arms at the same time. All right, so first thing we are gonna do, we're gonna do a little tricep press back. So we wanna get the feet, again, about hip width apart, slight bend in the knees, engage into the abs, into the glutes. So kind of that little bit of a pelvic tilt almost here. We're going to turn the palms away from you. Now your shoulders are down. My weights are kind of right at the side of my legs. So just right here. Now you want to keep the shoulders down. Upper body stays nice and lifted. And then all you're going to do is press both arms kind of straight back, almost kind of squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, and then lower the arms back down. So straight back, almost like you're lifting your arms behind you. Now this is going to be into the triceps, so the back of the arm. I'm going to turn forward here so you can see. So just kind of straight back. Every other part of the body is nice and still, except those arms. Okay, good. I'll turn this way again so you can see. Again, just a little lift behind you. Feel like you're reaching those arms straight back. I think that should be 10 there. And then lower the arms down. All right, so that one again, kind of back of the arms into the triceps. You might feel that a little bit into the back of the shoulder. That's just the movement of it. So that's okay. All right, so we're going to roll the shoulders back and down. And then we're going to do a shoulder stretch. So we're going to take that right arm across. We're going to bend the elbow just a little bit and still pull that arm kind of in towards you. Now, you're still going to feel a stretch in the shoulder. You might feel that a little bit more, should feel a little more into the back of the arm. If you're not feeling quite as much, straighten the arm a little bit and pull it in towards you. So again, kind of right through here. That's where you should feel that stretch. Okay, and then switch it over to the other side. And again, try first bending the elbow a little, pulling it in. If you're not feeling it quite as much, you can straighten the arm just a little bit. And you can even try to maybe lift the elbow just a little too. That might kind of change the stretch for you. And then drop that arm down. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Okay, good. All right, so let's grab the weights once more. I'm going to grab a drink of water here. And again, your body's going to be nice and stationary and still, except for the arms. So kind of bend the elbows, engage into the abs and the glutes, palms facing away from you, shoulders down. You can tuck that chin back a little bit too to keep that spine in alignment, and then pressing the arms straight back and then lower them back down. So almost like if you were flying, taking the arms straight back. 4, 5, keep those core muscles engaged. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, good. All right. Set the weights down for a minute, shake the arms out. We are going to do that stretch one more time. Again, kind of pulling that arm in and just hold that stretch. One more deep breath in and exhale. And then we'll drop that arm down, give it a little shake out, and then bring the other arm across, same thing. And again, just kind of wherever you feel that, you can feel that stretch. You'll still feel it in the shoulder, but again, you should feel a little bit in the back of the arm. Okay, good. Drop the arm down. Roll the shoulders back and down. All right. So last one. Grab your weights one more time, and we are doing bicep curls. We're just going to do straight bicep curls. So palms are forward. Bend the knees slightly, just like we just did. Engage into the abs and the glutes, into those core muscles. Shoulders down from the ears. Tuck the chin back just a little. All right, so just keep the hands in the same position. Curl up. Slowly lower back down. We're not doing any little rotations or anything with these. We're just going straight up, straight down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good. Okay, set the weights down. One thing with the bicep, actually both of those, is try to keep your wrists fairly straight. So I always kind of remind everybody, make sure that, I'll come a little closer here, as you're curling the arm up, the wrist stays straight. So you're not, try not to do this. So just try to keep that arm, that wrist nice and straight as you curl it up. All right, so let's take the arms out to the side, palms up, kind of drop the fingers a little bit down towards the floor. Push the heel of the hands almost away from you. And you should feel a stretch in the inside of the arms. Okay, good. Give the hands a shake out. Roll the shoulders back and down a little bit. All right. Very good. So second set, last one. And again, kind of watch that, as sometimes we're not even aware that we're kind of bending the wrist a little bit. So really try to keep, again, that try to limit any motion in the wrist, because you don't want to pinch any nerves in the wrist there. All right, so shoulders down, engage into the abs. Here we go. Curl it up and lower down. Good. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, very good. Set your weights aside. And we will do a couple more stretches here. So we'll do that bicep stretch or arm stretch first. So arms out, fingers down just a little. Again, kind of press out through the heel of the hands. Feeling that stretch on the inside of the arm. Big deep breath in, exhale. All right, drop the arms down, give them a big shake out. And then let's do a tabletop stretch to finish up. So just grab the back of your chair, stay at your desk or countertop, whatever you have there. And then hands on the back of the chair, we're going to start to walk it back. Arms straighten, bend the knees a little bit. Drop down so your back is nice and flat. Head down kind of between the arms. Reach from the fingertips. So really stretching down through the arms, down the back, into that low back, and then start to straighten the knees. Make sure you're breathing through the stretch. Now let's really feel that stretch down the back of the upper body and down the back of the leg. Big deep breath in. And exhale out. All right, good. Bend the knees, walk it back up. Stand up nice and tall, roll the shoulders back and down. All right, and then just drop the shoulders down away from the ears. And then we're gonna, again, kind of tuck that chin straight back. So think double chin. And then we're gonna take the right ear towards the right shoulder. Just opening up and stretching into the left side of the neck. And then back to center, and then drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Keep that right shoulder down, hold that stretch. And bring it back to center. Good. Give the arms a big shake out. And I shake the legs out here, open and close the hands a few times. And then let's take a big deep breath in and exhale out. All right, very good, everybody. So you can use this video, like I said, once I download it, I'll send it out to the class, and you can use this on Friday since we're not meeting on Friday if you want to, or like I said, just kind of go back and, if there's a movement you're not quite sure about, go back and watch that. Don't do the workout 2 days in a row. You're going to be really sore. You got to let the muscles rest. So if you're going to, not be here for class, just make sure you keep that day in between your workouts. So, all right. Well, good job, everybody. It's always a lot at the beginning of the workout. So hopefully I kept your attention there. Sometimes I think I don't, but I talk too much. But anyway, have a great afternoon, and I'll see you all back next time.
Thank you, Chris.
Bye.
Bye.